Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Locks Don't Lie Weekend Preview Show. I am your host, Tony Betts. Before we get to Tony NASCAR, why don't we review our betting weekend at Pocono? 2 for 3 for Tony NASCAR, extending his winning streak in the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series to 2 in a row. Another little streak going on in the Truck Series. He has bet the last 5 out of 6 races, and each of those outright winner bets he's placed, they have finished in second place.
Heart been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe.
But we ended Saturday excellent as he cashed on the Xfinity Series. Like I said earlier, Noah Gragson, plus 750, plus 900, plus 1,100. You heard the plus 750 here first on the Locks Don't Lie Weekend Preview Show. Tony truly put to the test one of the betting commandments here at Locks Don't Lie. Don't be a moron. Put more on. And then Tony NASCAR did the same thing with Denny Hamlin, plus 800 pre-practice, pre-qualifying. Watched him go out there and get the pole before the Xfinity Series race. Sunday morning, grabbed the plus 550 for another half unit, and Denny Hamlin, the cheater that he was, brought it home. Looks like Tony NASCAR had some inside info. But as always, that's enough victory laps around here. Why don't we bring in Tony NASCAR to preview our week at Indianapolis.
Here he comes into turn one. Chase Briscoe's going to give him a run for the money. Here's Briscoe to the outside, but he's going to be offline. No, Briscoe's in the grass.
Well, Tony, you have to be ecstatic about getting another streak going, aren't you? I am, Tony, and I feel like the Xfinity Series has been very kind to us this year as we hit 3 outrights on Noah Gragson on Saturday. And the line kept moving, and you kept hammering away at it. One of the 10 betting commandments here at Locks Don't Lie is don't be a moron, put more on. If that line moves in your favor, you put some more down on that because you had it right the first time.
Who do you think you are? I am.
When I logged in and saw Noah was plus 900, I knew instantly I'm throwing another half unit on that. And then I logged in during Cup practice and saw that he was plus 1,100. I was a little nervous. I can't lie. But give me that quarter unit on there, and it felt so good when he was crossing that start-finish line.
Hey, where's the freaking gabagoo?
And on top of those 3 outrights, Tony, you also hit 2 on Denny Hamlin on Sunday. Go ahead and tell me about the strategy for betting on Denny Hamlin twice. That's right, Tony. Like you heard on the Locks Don't Lie Weekend Preview Show, we took the plus 800 on Denny Hamlin. I said it was Denny Hamlin's best track. And then once he came out and got the pole, it was a no-brainer to put that hammer down on the line for Denny Hamlin once that thing opened back up. Opened back up on my book, plus 550 in the morning. I hammered that thing for another half unit, upping my exposure to a full unit. And Tony, you weren't the only one to hammer down on those bets, as we saw some loyal, happy viewers of the channel also cashing tickets all weekend long along with us. That's right, Tony, and I appreciate everybody sending in their winning slips over to me at Locks Do Not Lie. I love seeing those winning slips more than I like seeing myself win. Keep sending those over on Twitter. You'll get reposted, added onto the video the next week, just like today. Tony, a little fishy, I'm just going to be honest. Did you have any inside information with Joe Gibbs or those cheaters over there in the Gibbs organization? I mean, we might want to have a look at Ty Gibbs' Xfinity cars as well, right? Whoa, Tony. We got a big weekend coming on. Why don't we just move on, please? Of course, Tony. We'll move on. We have the truck playoffs starting at Lucas Oil, and we also have a loaded weekend of NASCAR and IndyCar racing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. Tony, why don't you go ahead and break down the opening round of the Truck Series playoffs? That's right, Truck Series playoffs kicking it off at Lucas Oil Speedway. And if you look at recent Lucas Oil Raceway results, you're going to see names like Jack Sprague, Mike Skinner, Ron Hornaday. We haven't raced at this track since 2011. It's a short 0.68 mile racetrack with only 12 degrees of banking. It reminds me a lot of a flat Bristol.
4 wins in a row. It's never been done before.
As for who to pick on the drivers, you have to look at John Hunter Nemechek, you have to look at Zane Smith, you have to look at Chandler Smith. Those 3 names leading the points in the playoffs, and you have to think they're going to be running up front for the remainder of these 10 races. All favorites again this week. Is there anybody else you want to look down in the odds board for the Truck Series? There is, Tony. There's another driver I would love to highlight here, Ben Rhodes. Ben Rhodes has been very good at these short tracks, finishing P3 at Martinsville earlier in the year, and that's really the only short track that we've raced on asphalt in this series this season. Really the only race that we can base our previous results off of going off of this year. He has the highest driver rating since 2019 at Martinsville, including being ahead of Kyle Busch. That's some pretty good company to be in, especially in the truck series as Kyle Busch goes in and dominates all of those races. I'm pretty sure Ben Rhodes is going to be a big long shot for the trucks this week. You might want to look at sprinkling a little bit down on Ben Rhodes. But besides that, I'm looking at the three favorites, John Hunter, Zane Smith, Chandler Smith. Those are guys you're going to want to look at for the remainder of the playoffs. Well, that's some good insight there, Tony. But what do you say we move on to the Xfinity Series? We have a huge weekend of IndyCar and NASCAR racing at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Why don't you take it away and preview the Xfinity race? Let's do it, Tony. I feel like we've been killing it in Xfinity this season, so let's see if we can keep it up. You look at the top five.
Top five, no debating. Top five.
Drivers and the odds this week. You got 3 Cup drivers, Ty Gibbs and AJ Allmendinger. I love the numbers on Chase Briscoe and AJ Allmendinger this week. I cannot believe they're disrespecting AJ Allmendinger like this with this number. You have to expect him to be one of the favorites. He won the Cup race here last year, and Chase Briscoe, obviously one of the favorites, dominated this race along with Austin Cindric and picked up the dub in this Xfinity Series race last season. I'm definitely going to be looking at my book for what numbers they put out for Chase Briscoe and AJ Allmendinger. What about a long shot, Tony? Are puppies barking this weekend in the Xfinity Series? Well, Tony, just know that you asked for this. A long shot I like this week, the junior motorsports machine of Justin Allgaier. Highest driver rating at this track last season besides Austin Cindric and Chase Briscoe. I'm a little bit surprised at the 20-1 here. It seems a little disrespectful. He's always hanging out at these road courses in like 4th or 5th, it seems. Just hanging on a little bit, a couple seconds behind the leaders, waiting for some last lap madness. This track provided some last lap madness and absolute madness last season all race. Let's see if we can get lucky again with a 20-1 on Justin Allgaier. I mean, it's a long shot for a reason, Tony. Well, I asked for it. You gave me a long shot. Why don't we move on to the Cup Series, Tony, before we go over your official picks? Tony, I'm very excited for this race. This race was awesome last year, and I love some of the numbers I'm seeing posted. Okay, then let's get into it. Who do you like this week at the Indy Road Course? Top 5 cars this year in road course speed: Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott,
Suarez, the Mexican.
Austin Cindric, and Tyler Reddick. I love the numbers on
Suarez, the Mexican.
Austin Cindric and Tyler Reddick this week. I feel like the books are sleeping on their consistent road course speed, especially
Suarez, the Mexican.
1st in speed at Sonoma, 6th in speed at Road America, and 10th in speed at COTA, and you know that should have probably been in the top 3 with how he was dominating that race until strategy fucked him up. And these numbers are absolutely insane to me. 12-1 on
Suarez, the Mexican.
He's the fastest road driver this season in the Cup Series. Absolutely disrespectful. Well, Tony, that was great information. As always, I thank you for coming on the show this week. Well, thank you for having me. See you guys next week. While Tony NASCAR heads out, why don't we go over our official picks? As you heard from Tony NASCAR, we have a huge weekend of racing, starting off with the NASCAR playoffs kicking off in the Truck Series at Lucas Oil Raceway. Racing there for the first time since 2011, we are super excited to be racing at this racetrack. You know it's going to provide close, tight racing and maybe a little beating and banging for the win. No official picks for the Truck Series. Tony NASCAR didn't like any of the odds. Make sure you stay locked into the socials: Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. If Tony NASCAR has an official pick, it will hit that social media. But moving on to the Xfinity Series, it looks like Tony NASCAR likes a couple of the favorites here. Chase Briscoe for half a unit plus 350, and also a half a unit on the Dinger plus 450. And then, of course, you know he's got to throw something down on a junior motorsports car because it's an Xfinity Series race. So we got Justin Allgaier at 20-1 for a quarter of a unit. He's hoping for some last lap madness. Maybe that can come true. As for the Cup Series race, it looks like Tony NASCAR is very confident in
Suarez, the Mexican.
He has a full unit here on Daniel Suarez at 12-1, and then also a couple quarter of a units on Chase Briscoe and Austin Cindric. Let's see if those long shots can come home for Tony NASCAR this weekend. That's going to wrap it up here for the Locks Don't Lie weekend preview show. For Tony NASCAR, I am Tony Betts. May the winners be yours. Locks don't lie.